Microsoft has announced it's buying embattled video game maker Activision Blizzard for almost $70 billion, a historic deal and the company's biggest acquisition to date. The deal would transform the Windows maker into the world's third largest gaming company by revenue after Tencent and Sony. And as Ludovica Brignola reports, Microsoft is betting Activision will propel it into the so-called Metaverse.
In 2016, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella had already shown the world his enormous appetite for investments. For $26 billion, he bought Jobs' platform and networking site, LinkedIn. At the time, it was the largest acquisition in the company's history and signaled its entry into social media, one of the fastest growing sectors. Fast forward 6 years and add in the coronavirus pandemic and the market has changed. Stay-at-home rules, lockdowns and COVID-19 restrictions have allowed some industries to thrive, among them gaming. And Nadella's latest announcement is proof that not only is his thirst for big bets far from quenched, but that the growth these sectors enjoyed during the first 2 years of the pandemic hasn't stalled.
This morning, we announced that we will acquire Activision Blizzard in an all-cash transaction valued at $68.7 billion. This will be the largest acquisition in our history, and we are investing to create a thriving gaming ecosystem, one where world-class content can more easily reach every gamer across every platform.
Activision Blizzard is the maker of popular video games such as Call of Duty, World of Warcraft and Candy Crush. If completed, the deal will put Microsoft on a new path, one that will allow the world's second most valuable company to compete in the Metaverse, a union of online and virtual reality that many firms, especially big tech, have staked their futures on.
And so we're going through this phase where right before the introduction of a new platform, whether that's virtual reality, whether that's the metaverse in all of its meanings, generally speaking, whenever we are at the dawn of a new platform or the introduction of new technology, we see consolidation, and that's the stage we're going into.
But the road to closing the deal isn't without hurdles. Shares in Activision have been down nearly 30% since California regulators filed a lawsuit against the company in July, alleging sexual harassment and gender pay disparity. Microsoft will first have to deal with those charges before trying to turn around the company's fortunes. Until now, it's managed to escape antitrust scrutiny amid the recent clampdown on tech giants like Amazon and Meta. But that could change as Microsoft hunts for dominance in digital entertainment and the metaverse. Ludovica Brignola, TRT World.
Well, let's get more on this now with gaming industry analyst and economist Serkan Toto. He's the CEO of the industry consultancy Kantan Games. Welcome to the program, Serkan. So $70 billion, or almost $70 billion, to buy a video game maker that's currently embroiled in several sexual misconduct allegations. Why is this a good deal for Microsoft?
There are several reasons for that. So the biggest reason is there's only one Activision Blizzard. So it's North America's biggest video game company, and they're sitting on a treasure trove of intellectual properties and brands and gaming franchises that gamers across the world and across generations have been familiar with for all of this time. And I think that Microsoft was under pressure to catch up to their biggest rival in the video game business, which is Sony. They decided to make a move also in part because of what you mentioned, all of these harassment allegations and, the ongoing lawsuits has driven down the price of the company.
Now, Microsoft, in announcing this deal, said that gaming would play a key role in the development of metaverse platforms. We're hearing that term more and more right now, aren't we? Can you just explain to us what exactly is the metaverse and why could video games play a big part in it?
Yeah, so everybody has a different definition for that term, but I think that in the broadest sense, the idea is that you live part of your life not in the real world, but in a virtual world where you're represented by an avatar and do things that you cannot do in the real world. If you think about how big of a market gaming is, it's $180 billion market last year, much bigger than music, much bigger than movies, for example, and how much time people are spending in playing games. Then it's not really a big surprise that Microsoft is viewing games as an essential part of that future virtual worlds that apparently the company thinks that some of us will live in.
Now, as we heard in Ludovica's story, Microsoft's biggest acquisition before Activision was its purchase of LinkedIn for about $26 billion back in 2016. It's not actually quite clear if LinkedIn is profitable for Microsoft because it stopped reporting its earnings in 2018, 2019. Do you believe Activision will make Microsoft money?
Yeah, so it's really difficult to say at this point. So, but for the last couple of years, Activision has been really profitable as a company. So it's not even a huge company by revenue, as you hinted at earlier, but it's also very profitable. So I think that there was time for a leadership change at Activision Blizzard, and I believe that Microsoft will do a better job of managing the company properly and the 10,000 people that are working for it than the previous leadership at the company itself.
Okay, Serkan Toto, CEO of Kantan Games. Really good to get your analysis there. Thank you again for joining us.